In this lesson we're going to look at compressing images, whether we're compressing them for web or whether we're compressing them for mobile phone devices. It's entirely, how you need to use it. And to start with this image here from the Jungle Book. It's quite a huge image, to be quite honest. We could probably do with making it a bit small to start with, because it's 7 centimeters wide. So let's make it, 20 centimeters wide to keep some quality in there. And I'm going to take the colour out of it. I'm going to take the saturation all the way down so there's no colour left in it. And let's zoom in a little bit, which is always going to do that on a Mac. Stretch the window out, excuse me. And we're going to look at Save for Web and Devices to see the file sizes. Now, when we look around it, we can see that the original as a PSD file is 530 kilobytes. At the moment it's set up for GIF, so we've got a GIF with 32 colours, with 16 colours, and I'll do this one with 8 colours, and then we're going to have a look around at the difference of them all. And straight away you can see the difference when we take it down to 8 colours with the GIF. But the difference in file size ranges from 67 kilobytes to 48 to 25. I'm just going to make that 256 colours and use the full colour palette that GIF allows us to have. And we're up to 163 kilobytes. Now, if we just zoom in, which I'm going to use the Control and Plus or the Apple and Plus, or I could even use these controls here. And then I'm going to grab the hand tool and I'm going to move to the shading on the back of Baloo's neck, round by his ear. And this area here is what we're looking at. You can see with our maximum colour palette, we've only used 252 of the 256 colours. You can see that we've got quite a nice rich black, and if we look on his eyes, we've got quite nice rich eyes. If we look where we've only got 16 colours, we can see it's pixelated. There's a lot of pixels there. In fact, let's just ramp that up to 32. See what happens. Pixelation goes a little bit. I don't know whether you're seeing this on YouTube. Take it up to 64, it goes even more, but we've still got visible pixelation. And on the 8 colours, which doesn't give us much to play with, but we've got pretty much no definition whatsoever compared to all the other images. Now, when you open up Save for Web and Device, it might not look like this, it might look like optimised. Just click 4 up to see all the variety that we can look at, and by doing that, it's changed all of it for me. Okay, now let's have a little look at JPEG. What we can do is each individual palette, we can change it. So we can have JPEG on this one with maximum quality. And we can do JPEG on this one. And we can maybe put it at medium quality. It's already done it for us. And with this one, I'm going to use my GIF at the full 256 colour range. Now, we can see that 100% quality JPEG comes in at 89 kilobytes. One at 50% quality is 25 kilobytes, and a full quality GIF is the biggest file of all of them at 163. So, is GIF the correct format to be using for what we're trying to create? Well, for that we need to look at specific areas of shading and the specific areas of detail, and look for any pixelation that's occurring among any of the other images. And I'm going to come back to this shading on the neck. Now we can see at 50% that the definition isn't there on the shading. You can see at 100% JPEG the definition is most definitely there, but the richness of the black on the 100% quality with the JPEG is richer than the black we can see on the GIF. Even though the GIF has decided that it doesn't need the full 256 colours, it can do it in 252, the black is still not as rich. And we should be able to see that as well in the eyebrows, and we'll maybe see it around the nose area. Again, I don't know how well you're seeing this on YouTube with the compression that it will apply to the video, but you should be able to see that this area here is significantly darker in the full quality JPEG than it is in the GIF. Anyway, point being, we can compare and contrast different compression settings and see how they affect the quality of the overall image. Let's just take that JPEG quality down to about 15. If it's going to let me. There we go. We should be able to see that there's some pixelation occurring in this image. If I zoom in and look at his arm, we can see it's all pixelated all around here. Baloo's nose is all pixelated, yet in the full quality, it's great quality. But then, saying that, this one's 88 kilobytes, this one's 11 kilobytes. So, in terms of download speeds, the 11 kilobyte one is obviously going to download quite a bit quicker than the 88 kilobyte one. that's a trade-off you've got to decide on. Now, I would say that if you're working for mobile web, even though it's using 3G, the graphics card inside mobile phones doesn't generally render graphics as quickly as a computer might. So for the mobile phone audience, I would still be looking at compressing images to, to a sensible size. I mean, the physical size of the image can be smaller to start with. Less pixels makes a smaller file anyway. The knock-on of that, web on computers, I mean, broadband's so quick you can go pretty high quality images. For TV output, again, high quality images, the highest compression we can go for. GIFs were a fantastic format when they first came out, but to me, JPEGs are overtaking them quite rapidly. And that's everything I'm going to show you for the Save for Web and Devices. The last thing we'd do is we'd hit the Save button, we'd tell it where we're going to save it, and we'd give it a file name, and we're all done. It's worth knowing where that tool is and how it works. It's quite useful, and we can go back and look at the original whenever we choose.